on, guys? My name is Yellow S2K, and this is the pre-race talk with my buddy DeeO, round 2, San Diego. And yeah, I really enjoyed this conversation. It's fun to kind of talk back and forth with him about it. And yeah, make sure you go check out his channel, subscribe if you haven't. And some MX Simulator gameplay on the San Diego track in the background. Not the greatest riding, but hopefully it won't be too bad for you guys. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later.
Here we go, right into the pre-race talk. You want to start us off with anything, Yellow?
I don't know. You want to start with 250s, I guess?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I think 450 is where most of my discussion is, but Nelson's injured, right?
Yeah, I actually had that on my notes that what I heard last, we're making this Friday night, you guys. What I last heard is that Nelson is day-to-day, which is kind of silly seeing as it's a day out, but yeah. They haven't confirmed nor denied if he'll be riding at San Diego. So he's still up in the air. If you guys are unaware, he had a crash at the KTM practice track. From what I heard, they actually had an ambulance come out and he had to stay in the hospital overnight. But I never heard what his injuries were, just that they weren't like, obviously they're not super bad or he would for sure not be racing. But whatever it was bad enough to keep him overnight.
That's a bummer, you know, especially with a strong A1 showing. But again, one race doesn't really tell you that much, you know. It's like, it's hard to say where you'd really be for the season, but...
Right, but yeah, after getting out, leading for, he led what, like 11 laps maybe, something like that? Somewhere around there.
Yeah, it had to be.
But he led for a long time, and then it's like, and now he may not even make an appearance. So that's a bummer, no doubt.
Bummer. But then look at, like, Christian Craig and... they got into that wreck. Who was it? Partridge?
I'm not sure off the top of my head, but the people I have that's kind of like people to watch out for is Christian Craig, like you said, and Savachi, since he ran into some issues and he was fast.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got into it and they both went down. Remember, Craig and Savachi, right? So.
Oh yeah, yeah. Savachi got caught up with Craig's bike. He didn't actually go down. Okay, you're right.
Yeah. So hopefully those guys. I mean, those are potential. I mean, I don't know about Craig. I really hope Craig will do well, but.
Right.
Aldridge, I mean, man, it'd be cool to see Aldridge do well. I don't know. The 250s is still so much up in the air other than Webb is going to dominate.
Right, and it's so weird to look, and you look at the top 10 and half the names, maybe not half, but a few of the names you're like, I don't even know who that is. Like Nichols? Dude, I couldn't pick him out of a lineup of 3 people, you know?
Same, I know. And he was, what, top 10, right?
Yeah, he's something like that. I don't remember exactly. I just remember the name. But so what I had about Joey Savachi was, look out for him to be up front because he did run well at A1 in the heats and everything, but he came in 8th after, like we spoke about, that crash with, or whatever. He got slowed down a lot by the tangle up with Christian Craig. And then I also said Christian Craig's going to have a lot to prove because he did run awesome in the heat, if you remember. He was leading it, and then Cooper passed him on a yellow. Craig, I guess, says he didn't know the rule that you can actually pass, which I didn't know either.
That was the case. I never heard him say that, but yeah, I thought that was the case. Yeah, because they have to have the red cross out, right? For the
So yeah, in pros it's different than local and amateur, but whatever. Craig ran amazing, and then in the race, of course, he had that issue, and then he ended up crashing over the Dragon's back and finished up 17th. So I expect him to come out firing for San Diego.
I think those are the guys to really watch out for.
Yeah, and the last one I have noted is just Jimmy Dakotas because he rode to a quiet 4th place. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if he can stay up there. But with Craig and Savachi, if they're able to run well, I think that he's going to have some stiff competition. I think he's on that level, no doubt, but I think it'll make for a more interesting race with him.
Yeah, I think what's going to make it an interesting race is if Webb gets a bad start or has issues or something, because, I mean, he's just on it, you know? I mean,
absolutely. He's like, cool, calm, and collected. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, he has to be pretty confident at this point.
Yeah, he didn't even panic. He got off and, you know, just rode his laps and caught up and passed Nelson and then just took off. It was like he was riding alone. It was like he passed a lapper almost, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And I understand, like, that'll make, if Webb gets a bad start, that'll make for a good race. But even if Webb hole shots, I think all we have to do is look back to 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place, and we're still going to have great racing. It just isn't going to be for the win. So it's like, even if Webb dominates, which I hate to say it, but, actually I don't hate to say it, he's awesome, but I hope he probably will. But I think the other guys are still going to, you know, be going at it pretty hard back there. That's what she said.
Yeah, and I think it'd be cool to see Kawasaki kind of come back and battle with the Honda guys. And
Yeah, it is crazy to think about how dominant Pro Circuit was in the past, and then the past few years, man, they have good showings. Cianciarulo did really well. Of course, Bowers did really well. But they're not the top class now. It's actually Yamaha, which is crazy.
Yeah, how
and then
weird
I'd say,
is that?
yeah, and under Yamaha, maybe even Geico, Honda,
Yeah.
and then you have KTM in the mix, and Kawasaki's right there, like third runner-up for team or whatever, and that's just mind-blowing. If you would have looked 6 years ago, when they won everything.
Yeah, you wouldn't predict that. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, that's all I had for 250s. Do you have anything else with that?
No, I hate to say it, but I hope Webb gets a bad start and we can just see at least him
Some
come through
adversity.
the pack. Like I hate to wish that upon someone, but it's like I think if he gets a whole shot, it's just GG. It's
I
like,
think that he should just set it up and just line up on the gate backwards and then spin a 180 and go, dude. Like
he can pull a Brett Q and do a burnout on the second row. You saw that video, right?
I didn't see that
I'll have
video.
to send it at an arena cross. I'll send that. To you, but either
Sounds
way,
perfect. I love it.
Gooning on the start.
So going on to the 450s, my first question, man, can Anderson follow up? I mean, obviously
No.
it's pretty obvious, but do you think that Jason Anderson can run another first place?
I mean, I think can he? Yes. Will he?
Will he?
Most likely not. I mean, obviously he has the speed, he had the aggression, but it's like he did make some mistakes. It's like with the field right now, it's hard for me to put my pick on Anderson. I really hope. I mean, how sick would that be if he comes back and really has a great ride? But
No doubt.
I mean, look at the issues on those top guys. You had Dungey getting into the issue with Kennard having his problems. You had Roxon coming from like 17th to 5th.
Yep.
I mean, just a lot of issues for some of those guys. The whole Stewart thing, obviously, but
Yeah, if they don't have those mistakes, then it's going to be a much tighter race,
Exactly.
no doubt. And I mean, even Dungey was catching up to Anderson at the end there. Like, let's say maybe 3 or 5 more laps, and it would have been a battle to the finish.
Yeah, totally.
He was definitely reeling him in.
He reeled in. It was 10 seconds, I believe, was the gap, and it was just I don't know, 3-4 laps to go, and he maybe it was 5, and he reeled that in pretty quickly. But also,
Yeah, I mean, you got to give credit. Like Anderson
could've been
probably
pacing
coasted the
it.
last
Yeah.
lap. But yeah, still though, there's all these ifs, ands, or buts, and we're just speculating on it. But
at this point,
and then for me, like, with Anderson, it's kind of a catch-22. You win A1, and then you're going into San Diego with confidence. But what also comes with winning A1 is now you have pressure. Now if you get a
the red
6th, it's
plate,
going to be like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
It's like, so
It was
he
just a
kind of
fluke,
came into this. Yeah, he kind of came into the series not really under the radar, I would say, but not like expected to win A1 by many people, and then he does.
Yeah,
And
who put
now
him
he
as
has all
that's
these
it?
people like, yeah, exactly. Now he has all these people looking at him, expecting that. So it's really a balance of, does it give you more confidence or does it give you more stress? And I guess tomorrow we'll find out how he handles it.
Yeah, just a little bit of both, I'm sure. I mean, I think we're in agreement that it's like he could do it, but I mean, look at the past. I mean, look at Millsap's winning A1 in the past, or I wish I had more examples, but it's like, one race, the first race of the season, everyone's nervous, there's a lot going on, there's issues. It's like, it doesn't really tell you much about what's going to happen through the season. It did tell you that he's definitely fit. I mean, we knew that from Alden Baker and whatever, but it's like,
Absolutely.
I mean, to be at that pace after 20 laps, that's huge for him.
It's saying something,
that's
yeah.
really cool to see him be able to do that.
And especially that track was so, I don't know if you saw GoPros, but it was way more rutted up than I would have ever imagined.
Yeah.
And it was a tough track for him. So yeah, holding strong for 20 laps and bringing it home. So we'll see tomorrow. But the next one I wanted to talk about was Barsha, who actually hole shotted. And do you remember where he?
Yeah, 15th is where he finished.
15th.
Exactly. So, and I looked on all his social media. This was a day or two ago, and I didn't see anything. I didn't see him posting anything like, "Hey, felt like shit," or "Hey, had a problem with the bike." Have you heard anything official on that?
No, man, not from him. All I heard was that he faded back to like 11th or 12th, and then he crashed and went back to 15th. But he was already fading way far back, like. So you can't really say, oh, he got 15th because of the crash. It's like, well, he was out of the top 10 already. So, no, I haven't heard him. I haven't heard anyone talk about him.
It makes me wonder. It's like, because I've had two different opinions on this. Like, either he had an issue of some kind, bike, or who knows, or maybe even arm pump, who knows. But it's like, it could have been as simple as, I mean, he's such a high quality rider, maybe not, but it could have been as simple as he didn't feel that great on the track and got swallowed up by like the best, 14 riders in the world.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like
I
it's just
did
not in the
actually
groove.
on Pulp MX, I think it was one of Steve Mathis' shows. They said he got arm pump and tightened up with the
Really?
restart and stuff, but that was really it. I was thinking things directly from Barsha, but that was really all I heard. But you're right, man, and especially on a technical track like that, like you blow one rhythm section, and then the next lap around you're worried about that, and then you blow it again, and then you blow the section after that, and it snowballs, and you can fall apart.
Yeah, and you start
2
riding
laps,
defensive, and
exactly, and then just people flying by you left and right. You start
and
not believing in yourself.
Yeah, you're in 10th with like Tickle, and I mean guys that have some serious speed, and it's like you can't just be not making it happen with those guys.
Exactly, man.
So.
Next up, we already kind of spoke about him, but Dungey, who, like we said, came back to second after a crash. Sort of kind of taken out by Kennard. I would say he was taken out by Kennard, but either way, dude, he rode back up all the way to second. Yeah,
seventh to second there. I mean, that's a pretty solid ride.
He's gonna be looking for redemption, man. He's my pick. Dungey is who I picked to win San Diego.
Really? See, on my fantasy thing at work, I put Tomac, but just because I wanted more for positivity than anything.
Right.
I think he would be the next. I mean, Dungey, I agree with you. I mean, it's hard. Again, I keep saying this, but it's hard to go against Dungey.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
he's definitely the safe pick for this win and obviously championship. But I think when you look back past that obvious part with Dungey, Tomac, I mean, didn't have like a fabulous A1, but I mean, coming out of 2 shoulder surgeries. I mean, wow. I mean, to come and finish 4th A1, I mean, he did everything he needed to do. So
yeah, all things considered, like that's a badass ride.
He didn't look that great, though. I don't know about you, but he just didn't. He didn't look solid, I don't think.
This is the quote I wrote down for myself on my paper. Tomac was good, but not great. Expect more from him. So
Nice.
Spot on, pretty much what you said. He was good, but he wasn't great. He didn't have his usual flair, and maybe he'll bring it in San Diego and surprise everyone and take home the win. It's hard to say, and that's why we're racing, but absolutely.
But I think he's somebody to keep an eye out for, especially with his deal with Kawasaki and his history and how he was dominating the beginning of nationals and then crashed. It's like I think he might be a smarter rider right now and really kind of play.
Yeah, just do it for the points. Yeah, not get a 15th in A1. Another one, Roxon had a really good ride after going down. I guess he crashed like the second corner, I heard, came around like 17th place, and he rode all the way back to what, 5th place?
Yeah, 5th,
so,
17th to 5th is what I heard too. So
yeah,
that's a hell of a ride. I think it was a lot of people didn't really pay attention to it. It was just kind of under the radar with everything else going on. But it's like that's a hell of a ride. Like we said, the field is
past
stacked,
12
so
people.
It's like,
yeah,
passing those guys. I mean. So honestly, if he gets a mediocre start, top 5, he could make it happen. It just depends on who's going to have that little extra bit of speed, dude.
Yeah, and where are you going to make it up? If you hit the whoops like 0.2 seconds a lap faster, that could be all it takes for you to stay ahead, like to pass with someone, then stay ahead.
They look big
that might
too.
Be the decide.
Have you seen pictures?
I haven't.
They look big.
No.
Because on sim and stuff, it's like they're relatively small, and it's a short little section, but it's like they look pretty big from the pictures I've seen on Instagram and stuff. So
nice. I'll have to check it out after this.
Yeah.
We mentioned Kennard, but again, he started to fade, and then he crashed himself. Like he didn't get taken out or anything. He just crashed alone. So
I never saw a video of it. They just
I didn't either.
They just switched to it, and they're like, and Kennard has issues, and he's like going back onto the track. It was like, well.
But he had the fastest lap of A1, so obviously he has the speed. He just has in the qualifiers. I'm sorry, I don't know about the actual race, but
qualified first.
Yeah, but if he can stay off the ground, man, he's always been a super quick rider. He just needs to get out front, not have any issues, and he can easily win it.
Totally. He's capable. Serious speed now.
Yeah. And he's been there before on the 250s. He's won championships, or at least one, so he knows what he's doing out there.
Yeah, he doesn't seem like his riding style. He doesn't seem like the type of guy that would be making a lot of mistakes. But really, I'm starting to. I mean, with all his injuries and stuff, it is what it is. You don't want to speculate too much, but it's like the way he rides doesn't seem like he'd be getting in very many mistakes. But look at the last few races. It's like look at Monster Energy.
Yeah, always
just sliding out. I mean, it's like, man, come on. But the speed that he has when he's on is nuts. So we'll see.
Yep. And then, of course, James Stewart, he's still day-to-day as of Friday night. What I just saw on Twitter before we started talking was still no word on if James Stewart is racing or not. So what I heard, he had to take the concussion test today. We're assuming he passed it because I've heard that he's been doing well, and Steve Mathis said he's expected to race via another source, but it's not confirmed and it's not denied. So again, will we see James Stewart? Maybe he'll do the first qualifier and decide he's not up to it. Who knows? Who knows with James Stewart, man? You never know what you're gonna get.
You never know. I really hope he'll be there, but I'm not putting my money on it.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if he's not. And then finally, well, I guess Reed ran 6th. I don't have him on my list, but I figure I should mention him. Reed got 6th, so that was actually a really good ride for him. Yeah, again, looking at the names,
and he had issues
that's a
too.
Solid ride.
It's not like he was just dominating it at the beginning, you know. So it's like he had a pretty solid ride. He came through the pack. He was battling there. I don't even remember who it was with, but you know, it was a solid ride with the guys he was around. So it's like
right. And if there wouldn't have been the restart, he was running like 4th place. It would have been 4th or 5th, I guess 5th. But he was right up there. If it wasn't for the restart, you know, he could have got a podium. So
yeah, totally.
Be on the lookout.
He's been good at San Diego in the past.
Exactly, that's what I was about to say. Even though it was a different stadium, it was Qualcomm. Now they're at Petco, but still the atmosphere. You never know. It could play to Reed's favor.
Yeah, I don't see it happening because these guys are so nuts. But that'd be really cool to see him do well.
And then the last one I have, man, is do you think Seeley can run another top 3 or another top 5? Or where do you think Seeley will be after leading, what was it, 16 laps?
Yeah, most of that race. I think, I think that was a case of, obviously he's a guy that has speed and he got a good start. He's done great in the past and showed that he can make it happen, but, with his win last year. But I don't know, man. I think he's a top 5, and if things don't go the way he wants, I think he could be a touch out, with all these other guys. But I mean, it's a toss-up. But my money's more on Anderson than Seeley. But again, anything can happen. They could flop.
Yeah.
Seeley could win it.
I'm pretty sure I don't have Seeley in my top 5. I think my top 5 was rounded out with Anderson. But you're right, man. He could get a 5th. Or he could get a 1st, or he could get a 9th. And that's what's so crazy about the 2016 series is all of that is 100% possible. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane. Like the overall is I mean, even just off the start before, I mean, the names are just nuts. Marshall, Stewart, Bogle, Anderson, Dungey, Porcel, Tomac, Seeley, Kennard.
Right.
It's like that's just the top 10. Like what the hell?
Right. You look at the heats and they look like mains. And then last our pre-race talk before A1, I said we'd probably see a factory ride person in the LCQ. Will Hahn was in the LCQ. Like, that dude has won a championship on a 250. And he's in the LCQ on a factory Monster Energy Kawasaki. Oh my god.
That's tough, man. That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, and that's all I have to talk about, man. Do you have any other riders? Of course, we know we didn't talk about everyone, you guys, but we just had a few highlighted that we wanted to pick out. But anyone else you have, Yellow?
No, I mean, we could go deeper, but I don't think there's a need at this point. There's too many names, and we could talk about the lower guys. You could talk about Bogle. You could talk about Marvin. You could talk about a lot of these different guys, but I think what we talked about is really going to end up being the main battle.
The front runners. Yeah, there's going to be Chisholm, Wilson, Bogle, like you said, Muscan, like you said. Doesn't matter. Lots of fast guys, but whatever. So the final thing that's going to come into play, as with every weekend, is going to be the track. We've been playing it on Sim. That's kind of our touch to the track. What do you think about it? Do you think it's going to play out well? Is there any sections you think are going to be make or break? We had mentioned the whoops already. But
I think we have a similar opinion, and as with everyone else that looks at the tracks, is I really hope the 90s don't become one line. And that's also a simple track, so I really hope, when it's a simple track, even look at dumbing it down as far as I can, but like Reflex, it's like, you play Stone Point round 1, and it's like everyone's pretty damn fast on that track, so it can go any way. And a lot of times it can just end up being rather boring at times because it's like everyone has the same pace. So you're not having guys making up huge time because of difficult obstacles. It's like, so hopefully those loops are tough. Hopefully there's some things that make it more difficult than it looks, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that the rhythm section, if you or of course the viewers happen to watch my unseated laps,
your quad
in the middle, yeah, exactly. If that quad is possible, but freaking super hard, and it's like if maybe
That'd be
Roxon
sweet.
can uncork it one lap, and then Kennard does it the next lap, and like that's gonna make it good because this track right now, it's a bunch of 90s. It only has I think 2 180s, one rhythm section, one set of whoops, and 2 Supercross triples. Like those guys hit the triples with their eyes closed. You know, you can see them. You watch the GoPros that come out of the corner, they go boom, and just up and over it. It's not even a challenge. So
Agreed.
it's going to be a lot of the start, and then I haven't seen the whoops. I trust you. I hope they're freaking huge and difficult, and have some people make up and lose some time in it in that section.
Yep, I think it's all about if the track's too easy, I think it's going to end up being pretty one line. Otherwise, you know, hopefully it's a hard track. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, definitely, man. Well, I really like this talk, man. I think we did way better this week. With we both had some things on our minds. We didn't talk about it before, so it was all fresh for us actually having a conversation. What you guys are seeing on the screen, we're actually recording later. We're just sitting on a empty lobby right now, talking about the race, so we can be fully focused. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Definitely let us know what you think down in the comments. I'm sure Yellow and I will at least plan to do this every week.
I think they'll get better, to be honest, because there's more of a storyline that develops through the season. A lot of it's speculation at this point, but as we kind of learn what's happening,
who's where and everything,
it'll get better and better, and it should be a lot of fun. It's fun to just bullshit about it, you know?
Exactly, yeah. So if you guys enjoy this, please make sure you hit that like button. If you're on my channel, hit it there. Head over to Yellow, subscribe to him, hit his like button too. It doesn't cost you anything, helps both of us out. Really shows us that you enjoy these, because we do them for you guys. Yellow and I, we can text all day and talk about the race, but if we're going to get on and record it, we're doing it for you guys. So we both really hope you appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that I would like to listen to. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of stuff that's fun to put out. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like I have so much passion talking about it, and you do too. I hope it kind of comes out and the viewers aren't like, oh god, these guys again. So whatever, though. I guess we should cut it off there. Any closing words, Yellow?
No. Tomac.
Oh man.
I'm gonna say that at the end of every single one of these. Tomac. Woo.
All right, I like it, man. Well, thank you guys so much for watching and listening. Until next time, as always, take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice. And we'll talk to you later.